Let's review Pesachim, Daf Kufov. The Gemara begins teaching us that there's a mitzvah to make Kiddush on Yayin. And we learn it from Zohar Asher Mashabas Lakachai, and the word Zohar means Zechreyu al Hayayin, and Tosfos brings two psukim that associate Zichru with Yayin. Zichru ki Yayin Levanoin in Hosea, and Askira Teidechem Yayin in Shir Shir. Tosfos tells us there's actually a machloikes rishonim as to whether or not the mitzvah al Yayin is a deraisa, or if it's only midrabanon and the pasuk is an asmachta. The Brisa also goes on to tell us that not only are we mechuyev to make Kiddush by night, which is the logical time to make Kiddush, because that's when we're greeting the Shabbos Kodesh, there's also a mitzvah to make Kiddush by day, because the pasuk says, Zocher es yoim ha-Shabbos l'kadshay. The Gemara tells us that the Kiddush that we make Shabbos day is called Kedusha Rabbah, and we make only a boirei priyagofen, which the Rashbam teaches us makes a distinction between a regular meal that you would have during the week, which you don't start off with a bracha of boirei priyagofen, versus a suda that we have on Shabbos, which we start with the berachas boirei priyagofen. The Gemara refers to the Kiddush of Shabbos morning as Kedusha Rabbah. The Rashbam says it's because the bracha of boirei priyagofen is the bracha that's universal for all Kiddush, and since this Kiddush is only a boirei priyagofen, it's called Kedusha Rabbah. The Gemara relates a story about Rav Ashi, who once came to Mechuzah, and they were mechaber him to make Kiddush, and he wasn't sure what the minig over there was, if they have a bracha of Kiddush after the boirei priyagofen. So what he did was, after the boirei priyagofen, he paused for a moment, and he saw that there was someone who bent down to drink from their kois, so he understood that it was only the boirei priyagofen that consists of the entire Kiddush. The Gemara then has a shaila of someone who didn't make Havdalah on Motzei Shabbos. Until when can he make Havdalah? The Gemara teaches us from the Bnei Rab Chia that you could make Havdalah until Tuesday night. And the Gemara tells us that just like by Gittin, if one says, I'm giving you a get, almanas that you give me 200 zuz after Shabbos includes up to Tuesday night, and before Shabbos would include as early as Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Although the Gemara does say you can make Havdalah up until Tuesday night, the bracha of boirei ma'orei eish can only be made Motzei Shabbos, because that's when we first used light. Rav Bruna said in the name of Rav that one who washes and makes an Nalatil Shadayim before Kiddush, he should not make Kiddush. He should be Yotzei Kiddush from somebody else, because if he actually says the bracha of Kiddush, it'll be a mafsik, it'll be a hesach hadas, and he'll have to wash again after Kiddush. However, the Gemara tells us, the Yitzchak bar Shmuel bar Marsha told us that we paskin like Rav, and Rav used to make Kiddush on bread, on pas, and there for sure he had to wash before Kiddush, and then he made a hamoitzi, and then he made Kiddush, and only then did he eat the bread. And there was no hefsek, there was no hefsek hadas. And therefore, the Gemara proves that, in fact, even if you wash before Kiddush, it's not going to be a hefsek, and you don't have to wash again. The Gemara then discusses if one eats before Kiddush, and if one eats before Havdalah, may one still make that Kiddush Friday night, or must one wait until Sunday morning to make Kiddush before he eats? And the same thing with Havdalah. Rava Paskins halacha l'maaseh that whether or not you ate before Kiddush, or whether or not you ate before Havdalah, you're allowed to make Havdalah, and you're allowed to make Kiddush.